Hey dreamers, this is Jade. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. It is finally time for me to dip into my book journal that I set up in the beginning of the year. It's been, 6 months now? Well, it's beginning of June. I haven't done pretty much anything in here. So I need to get some stuff done. This may happen over the course of a few videos, which will be all edited together because I don't know what I have printed out, what I need to print out, etc., etc. And yeah. I just have been really slacking on this because my silhouette had been giving me trouble and everything like that. And so it's time for me to try to catch up. And I don't know exactly how I want to do my reviews right now because I was going to do like just full page decorative reviews of the books that I love the most. But as I said, my silhouette's been giving me trouble, so I don't know how I'm going to do it now. So we'll figure it out together. As I said, I'm just going to go ahead and start getting things done, and I'll voice over the rest of this stuff. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm going to start by adding the other book that I kept forgetting to print and put in there for my 2026, which was Stolen Sharpie Revolution. I'm checking off all the ones that I have gotten to during the course of the year so far. Later, I'll go back in and replace a book that I have in there, Blood Like Magic, with Score for my 26 and 2026 because I ended up DNF and Blood Like Magic. I just didn't like it. So, yeah, I do want to replace it with something else. And here I'm just getting all the books down that I have read so far. And I will get up to a certain point and realize that I need to print out some more books. And there is some footage that got cut out, or I think I just forgot to press record. But as you can see, I am on the other side of the page now. And as I said, I'll continue doing this until I get to a point where, oh, you need to print out some more of these book covers. So yeah, I will get that done, and I'll probably come back in later and do it at some point. So right now, I'm just getting what I have completed done, and then I will realize and go back through and see what I need to reprint. And here is going to be something I need to reprint because I want it to fit better in that square than what it was. And so I am like measuring and getting down the perfect size so I can go back in and resize it and reprint and cut everything there. So that's what I'm doing here, making notes for myself. And I will move on and start filling this out here, the book of the month. Not the book of the month, but like the book battle, which is basically the book of the month. So what I enjoyed most for that particular month here will be what my monthly faves are. So anyway, moving on here, I am adding in something that one of the books that I added for one of the series I was reading, I ended up reading. It was the King of Greed series, the Kings of Sins series. I ended up reading King of Greed, so I needed to add it one more, and I needed to add one more. Jesus Christ, can I talk? And then I'll go back in and like add a series to that and do it backwards for some reason. I don't know why, but anyway, now I'm getting down all of my stats, and I had to basically do this off camera and like go in and add everything up and whatnot. And so now I'm getting, that's why you see that little notebook over there in the corner. I am just writing what I have down from there, so I can get this all filled out, and then I will be moving on to the next part.
Liberty ain't throwing us a wink, or is she? Travel light and see the world right. You'll never know if you never go. So run away with me and say hello to New York City. Say hello to New York City.
Okay, so here is where I remove Blood Like Magic and replace it with Score, and add the extra books that I needed to add for my 2026 and 2026. So this is all the books that I've read up through the month of May, which will end with The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. And so now I am adding the books that I DNF for the totality of the year. And I need to go back through and write down all the different sizes that I've used for these, because sometimes I want them bigger just so you can see them better, and I know they won't take up I won't have as many books And here is finally where I've sized it right for the book of the month. And so I'm getting all of that down there. And then I'll be moving on to the next thing.
So pack your bags and hold on tight, cause we're taking off. Pack up here, drag you in. Pack up here, in. Drag your backpack here, in back coast, hold back there, in. Run away with me, we're on the way to New York City. Take my hand and see, Manhattan never looks so pretty. Travel light and see the world right, you'll never know if you never go. So run away with me and say hello to New York City. And say hello to New York City. And say hello to New York City. Feet up on the dashboard, we're driving with the windows down. Did you forget your phone cord? We'll buy one in the next small town. Dinner at an IHOP, a shower at a truck stop. We'll listen to some Johnny Cash.
Okay, so here is my book bingo. I wasn't quite sure how I wanted to do it at first, but here I felt it was easiest to just do another grid on the other side and fill in the books with like squares. So 5x5 squares. They're like size 0.75 by 0.75 to correspond with whatever the prompt is on the other side. So for some reason, at some point, I start putting the books over top of the other one, and I'm thinking to myself while I'm doing this, well, how will I be able to know what the category is? And I'm like, Jade, what are you doing? So I had to go back through and put it in the spots that they were supposed to be on the other side. So yeah, anyway, getting that done. And as you can see, this is what I got filled out so far. And here's when I add the extra series that I want to read for the year, or that I'm in the middle of. I have read 2 books in this series, which is the Notorious series by Nicole Jordan. But for some reason, I start filling it in from the back, and I'm like, Jade, what are we doing? So yeah, that's what's going on there. So I just decided that I will fill it in backwards. And here I am putting in my 5-star books, and as you can see, I was starting to put it in with the smaller ones that I had printed first, and I decided that I didn't like them so small because I don't anticipate having that many 5-star reads, because so far for me, this year has been a wash as far as 5-star books. It hasn't been that many for me, and I'm not having the greatest reading year. I mean, most things have been average. A lot of things have been I really wish I hadn't wasted my time. So anyway, and here I'm getting my a title for books read, because I want to have a visual of the books that I read for the month of January, and so on and so forth. But I only end up filling out January and February so far, because I still haven't decided how I want to do like the reviews in between the pages, between like January, February and March and April, and etc., etc. And until I figure that out, I won't be adding the rest of the books yet. So yeah, but I want to get the title down. I figured it'd just be easiest to go with how I've been doing the title so far, which is using this paper from I think it's called Yellow Paper Company, if I'm not mistaken, and just stenciling it out and cutting it up and just pasting it in there in my book. And so that's what I'm doing here, getting that done. And I'll do the same thing with February, but I'll just do it off camera. But I'm just kind of giving you an idea of what I'm doing first on camera, so you'll know. So yeah, I'm getting that done, and then once I get that done, I'll get all the books down that I've read. Now, what you won't see is when I do put the books down, of course, I use the books I had already printed, which were smaller. And again, I decided that I did not want them that small. So I think I cut that footage out of me actually putting down the small books. And you'll see me putting down the books that I've resized to be bigger. Because so far, typically, the most books I've read in a month is like 9 books. So I have the space for the larger book sizes. If it comes to the point where I will resize them down a little smaller. However, so far I'm just, 8 to 9 books has been my thing, and it fits perfectly. So as you can see, I'm coming in here because I had put the other little small books in first, and I think you'll see me getting them up with my undo adhesive remover. Yeah, see, I put the tiny ones in there, and I was like, I don't like the way this looks. It looks too small for me. So I'm getting all of that up, and then I will replace that with larger books, so I can have a visual representation of everything that I read in the month of January. I will also do all of my 5 stars here. I mean, my 5 star, all of my star ratings here, like during my monthly recaps or whatever, or just putting the books that I read for each month. And here and in my book of the month is where I will do the star ratings. But other than that, I'm not putting them everywhere because I don't need to have them everywhere. So yeah, getting that down, and here I'm going to go in and put the star ratings. And so I just use this little star rating stamp that I've gotten off of Etsy a long time ago. Well, a couple years ago when I first started doing a book journal. A book journal that I created myself anyway. So I'm just getting that filled in of what is what, and then I will end up filling in February if I'm not mistaken.
I'm digging through the glove box. I thought I had a map in here.
So yeah, here I am just getting February books filled in as well. Same thing, getting them spaced out correctly, and the book icons bigger, etc., etc. And as I said, February is the last time in this video that I'm getting this filled in, because I have not decided how I want to do the reviews and use the pages in between the different months. So yeah, getting that down, and then I will be moving on to the next thing that I need to get filled out.
Take my hand and see, Manhattan never looks so pretty. Travel light and see the world right. You'll never know if you never go. So run away with me and say hello to New York City. And say hello to New York City. Say hello to New York City. Feet up on the dashboard. We're driving with the windows down. Did you forget your phone cord? We'll buy one in the next small town. Dinner at an IHOP. A shower at a truck stop. We'll listen to some Johnny Cash. Take my hand and don't look back, 'cause we're moving on. Pack map here, track in. Pack map here, in. Track your backpack here, in back coast, hold back there in. Run away with me, we're on the way to New York City. Take my hand and see, Manhattan never looks so pretty. Travel light and see the world right. You'll never know if you never go. So run away with me and say hello to New York City. And say hello to New York City. Say hello to New York City. Run away with me, we're on the way to New York City. Take my hand and see, Manhattan never looks so pretty. Travel light and see the world right. You never know if you never go.
So now it's time for me to start filling out my book count of the month. I tried to do like a Roy G. Biv format again, but using more pastel-y colors. Some of them anyway. Some of them I don't have the actual pastel-y version of, so I just had to go with the regular version. And so yeah, I'm getting that down. Here is like a pinkish color, and these are my color tip markers that I'm using here, and I need to see if I can't get a better pack. I got these during what was it? I think it was like a Black Friday years ago from Walmart, and I barely use my color tips. I have been using them a lot recently because I realized in my mini bullet journal, not my mini bullet journal, in my one line a day journal, I would use my Pit Artist pens sometimes to fill stuff in, and it would drag. I'm just noticing that it would drag on the paper and like really tear up the ends of the Pit Artist pens, and I'm like, I don't want to have to keep replacing them because of doing this. So I started when I'm using my one line a day journal, if I just want to put like a big word with a marker, I've been using the color tips, and because I've pulled them out and I use it for that, I've been using it for different things as well. So yeah, making use of those, like I said, and it's been a while since I've used them at all, and so yeah, I'm glad I am able to use them more now, and I'm feeling like I want some more colors. So yeah, I may end up buying like a big pack of them soon, so we'll see. I don't know. I just have a whole lot of crap in this room everywhere, and I need to organize it, and it's I'm just let me not go off on a tangent. Anyway, so I'm doing like a Roy G. Biv format and getting that filled in and everything like that, and I wish I had sped this up a little more, but you see what I'm doing. You can always skip past it if you don't want to see this. So yeah, yeah, and I'm getting it filled in. I will just count how many books that month, and I'll start from the last book and then go forward. So I'm not filling in stuff, filling in circles I don't need to fill in, because I will confuse myself easily. I don't know why I do that, but yeah, so this is what's working for me as far as getting it filled in.
We'll buy one in the next small town, dinner at an IHOP, a shower at a truck stop. We'll listen to some Johnny Cash. Take my hand and don't look back, cause we're moving on. Pack back here, drag you in. Pack back here, in. Drag your backpack here, in. Back coast, hold back there, in. Run away with me, we're on the way to New York City.
Okay, I'm just gonna do a quick flip of everything that I got done in here, and yeah, so we will start out here, and basically I'm just filling in all the books that I read for 2026 so far. Here I started at the I left off at the end of May, so this was the last book I read in May. Of course, once June is done, then I'll add June. So yeah, got that all filled out so far. And then here are God, can I talk? Here are all the books that I DNF for the course of the month. I think this one was February, this one was March, April, and then these two were May. I just was not getting down with them at all. And here basically just filled in my book count so far. Well, up through April anyway. So looks like I read through 43 books. I mean, God, can I talk? Up through May. 43 books through May, and continuing on. Hopefully I will reach my goal. I think my goal was 80 or 85 this year. I have to go back and check, but I gave myself extra room just in case I read more, because one year I did that. I read way more than what my goal was. I think it was 75, and I ended up reading like 100 on the dot. So anyway, moving on. Book of the month that I liked for each month was Plus Size Player, and then I need to go in and fill in the star ratings here, but not all of them are like 5 stars or anything like that. Plus Size Player, really enjoyed that, from Danielle Allen. Between Friends and Lovers, The Seduction by Nicole Jordan, Hello Stranger, Catherine Sinner, and One Piece, the manga, which is probably always going to be, like, for me, a 5-star, because I just top tier, top-notch storytelling. So as you can see, here are all of my favorite books for the month in my book battle. Same thing over here. It's the same. It's just in my book battle. So I can know at the end of the year which book wins out as far as what I enjoyed the most. And then here's my book bingo. Started filling that out with all of the different ones. So the ones filled out so far is A book that's 500 or more pages. That's Lassiter. Finished a series, which was Bits and Pieces by Jonathan Mayberry. That was part of the Rotten Ruin series. So that's completely done. I've been reading that over the course of years. Start a series. This is The Seduction by Nicole Jordan. I do believe this is part of her Notorious series. And I think I have the rest of the books in the series to read. Standalone, which is Hello Stranger, a One Piece manga. Published the year I was born. Velvet Promise by Drew Devereaux. Terrible book. But I got through it just because I needed to check this off my bingo. A library book, The Davenports. New to me author, Laws of Depravity by Eric LaSalle. A reread, haven't got there yet. A favorite childhood book, There's a Boy in the Girl's Bathroom, so I reread that. Book to movie series, Heated Rivalry. Nonfiction, Stolen Sharpie Revolution. And here, a purple cover book, Bet on It. And then a 5-star book. It's one of my One Piece mangas, because like I said, always 5 stars for me. It's just the greatest story ever told. I will never stop saying that. I did add a series here, which is the Nicole Jordan Notorious series. And as you can see, I started filling it out backwards. I don't know why I started coloring this in. I was like, Jay, you haven't read the 5th or 4th book yet. So I was like, well, I'll just have to fill it in backwards. So I have read the first 2 in the series so far. And here are all my yearly stats. As you can see, I'm not going to go over all of this, just like the pertinent information. So 8 books in January, 2 audio books, 1 digital, 5 physical, 9 books in February, 3 audio, 6 physical. March, 9 books, 3 audio, 1 digital, 5 physical. April, 8 books, 3 audio, 0 digital, 5 physical. And 9 books in May, which was 3 audio, 1 digital, and 5 physical books. So yeah, anyway. And here are all my 5-star books so far. So as you can see, both of my One Piece books, The Seduction by Nicole Jordan and Hello Stranger by Catherine Sinner. I really enjoy. It was unexpected. This was an unexpected 5-star. I wasn't anticipating on enjoying this book as much as I did, but I really, really did enjoy it. And basically, here are all the books in visual form that I read in January. So you have A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, and I wanted to read that to prepare for the series that was coming. And I watched the series and read the book. So Plus Size Player, Heated Rivalry, One Piece manga. I forget which. This is when they were in Alabasta. Velvet Rose, Drew Devereaux, You With a View. Not as good as everybody hyped this up to be. The House on the Cerulean Sea, same thing. I mean, it was good, but it just wasn't, it didn't meet my expectations for how people rave about it. And Wolf E. And I think these are the only 2 months that I have with the books down, because I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do my reviews, if I even at this point want to do reviews for the first 5 months, because I'm just so behind with it, or what. I'm still trying to figure that out. So when and if that goes down, I'll share with you all. And so here are my books read for February. Once Upon a Time in Dollywood. Really didn't like that as much as I thought I would. She was insufferable and he was a doormat. I just didn't go for it. Bet on It. It was just okay. Summer's Echo, again, just okay. The writing here was entirely too flowery. I don't know how to explain it, but I didn't like it. And I ended up switching from reading it on digital to audiobook, and I was able to tolerate it a lot more listening to it than reading it with my eyes. How to Catch a Queen by Alyssa Cole. I love her down. I love her books. So this was a 4-star for me. By the Book by Jasmine Guillory, just a 3-star, was okay. Colson Whitehead, The Nickel Boys, again, just okay. Between Friends and Lovers, really enjoyed this one. And then The Davenports, really, really enjoyed this one. Much more than I thought I would. So I actually immediately put a request in for the second book at my library with Libby. And then Revenge of the Pirate Queen. Enjoyed this as well. So that is pretty much it. So what I've filled in so far, and I'm hoping to be able to keep up with this a little better during the course of the next few months, and hopefully figure out how I want to do the reviews, or even if I want to do reviews or whatever like that, so I can start filling in some of those spaces back there. But anyway, that is it for everything that I've done. If you have any comments or questions about anything, please leave those below. I trust you all have been safe and well, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.